Ask Anne. Tonight's show live, beaming out to you, bringing you some psychic answers to those questions you've been asking. And you've been asking a lot of questions. This is the fourth time I think we're going live on a Monday night. This is a new service and we're bringing it to you, which is absolutely fabulous. And I'm delighted to be here. I myself have been working as a psychic medium for over 20 years and been all around the world, read for all caliber of people, from celebrities to cruise ship liners, captains to captains in cockpits, and you name it, I've been everywhere. But it's really nice to be here with you this evening. Now, I can see you've already sent lots of questions in, so many. So I can only do so much in this hour. But if you want to nip out, or if you want to get your question answered quickly and send another one in, then you can by going to our VIP service. And all you do is pay a small charge and it will skip to the top of my queue of text here, and you will get your answer to your question a lot quicker. So bear that in mind, okay? We are going out on YouTube, so I'm just going to say hello to Glenn. Hello, Glenn. And also to Marie Fraser. Marie, you've asked a question. You need to go to www.asktheanswer.com and just become a member, and you can pose your question there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to answer any questions on the YouTube channel, but it's nice that you're watching, so enjoy the show. Right, tonight, who have we got in line? Well, the first one is George. So good evening, George. Now, George has waited since last week because he must have missed the last show, or didn't have time to go through it. So thank you, George. I hope you're watching because you've asked, what can you see for me work-wise? So, George, let's have a look and see what's coming out in the cards work-wise. For those of you who don't know, I work with different sets of cards. I also work with my guides, so it's really much pulling on every piece of energy and getting the information to you. So for this, we're going to start with the cards. We're going to have a look and see what we've got around you for work. Right, okay. It's showing me the Ace of Swords, which is all about cutting ties. Now, that could be, can you see that? It's a lot about moving forward slowly, but letting go. So it could be that you're kind of letting go of some of your workload, but bringing in new workload. That is the way it sort of comes across. Do you work in telecommunications, or do you have to talk to a lot of people a day? Because the Magician here is all about communication. You do have a lot of people skills. You do have the communication skills, especially with the Ace of Swords here. Ideas, creativity, that kind of thing. Stability is here as well with your work. There is a celebration and maybe some good news or good talks and conversations around anything financial. And that's what I've got. Do you know what, George? I can't say there's anything bad here apart from there's some kind of celebration, giving yourself a pat on the back, but the communication will be key. But I do feel you're a good communicator. So keep up what you're doing. You're going in the right direction. I've got no worries around you there, okay? And that's how it's done. So if you want to get your question in, get your question in. If you want to get it answered really fast, then use the VIP service. You'll get it answered even quicker. Right, okay, let's have a look and see who is next. Let me find the little cursor on the machine. Right, there it is. Let's just get rid of that. Let's move that on. And it's not going. Let's see. There we go. So the next one is Steve. And Steve says, when will I hear from Ian I've not seen or heard from him since the end of October. What is he thinking and feeling right now? So, Steve, I'm assuming with regard to you. So, Ian, right. So let's have a look at Ian. And I've got my love cards tonight, so I'm going to look at that. Okay, so Steve, well, looking at Ian, there is a definite sense that he feels he's moved on. However, he kind of, there's something about the partnership in the sense that he just didn't want to be in the partnership or just wasn't feeling it at the time. And although this partnership or this connection has been released, the lover says there'll be a reunion, right? Now, we'd have to get a bigger reading to find out if it's going to be a reunion for romance. But I am going to pull a love card. And the love card that we've got, so looking at this, he's kind of moved himself on, but then he's thinking again about you. And with this, we've got the camera, which talks about him reminiscing. He realizes he has made mistakes from the past, and he's going back over old memories. There it is. That's the card, if you can see it. Camera. So a little bit like going back into his memories and thinking about things. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting because there will be a reconnection in 6. This works 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 hours, 6 months. Okay. Don't waste too much time waiting, but he's going to bob back. Right, okay, let's have a look. Thank you, Steve, for sending your question in. Right, so we're on to Madison next. Hello, Madison. Your question is next. And she says, do you think there's a chance I could learn to love John and be the one I marry and have kids with? Can he be the one I marry and have kids with? Right, Madison and John, let's have a look at compatibility. Ooh. Let's have a look. Right, so looking short term, it's not giving me the answer short term. It's showing me him opening up to you. It's saying then things getting a little bit sort of stagnant, and you having to sort of put ideas forward. So for the moment, I'm not saying never, but at the moment or the immediate future, I don't have anything here that would make me believe that this is going to be all, singing and dancing anytime soon. I'm going to pull you a love card to see what the love cards are saying. Yeah, this is someone likes you, romance is blooming, wanting to date. Now, is it the same guy? That's the question. Is it the same guy as the guy you were asking about? Interesting. I'll leave that with you. Please remember that these answers are only a snippet. The real work is done on a reading. So if you come through, I'm going to be logged on just after 8 o'clock when I finish this live hour. And you will be able to go into depth. If anything resonates with you, then you will be able to go into more depth with me over the phone because I like to dig deep. I like to delve deep into it. So let's have a look at the next question here. We've got Sloane's last. Oh, right. So Sloane, you've come in on the premium texting messaging service, and so your question is going to be answered next. So Sloane's last says, hi Anne, is my husband, and she put Gemini, any nearer parting ways with the Aries interference? Thanks, lovely. And 3 kisses back to you. Right, is your husband any nearer to parting with the Aries interference? like you've worded that. Let's have a look and see. Gemini. Right, okay. Geminis are not having a particularly good, just for background information, Geminis are not particularly having a good time at the moment, okay? So just know that. Right, so there he is, Mr. Gemini. So he's definitely come out around you. There is communication. To me, you've got another 6 weeks yet. 6 of Swords, 6 of Wands. So number 6 is important here. And then there seems to be some warmth, and then him letting go. It comes in all of a sudden. Do you have children together, or are the children around you? You or him, you're not together, or previously. So I'm looking at 6 here. In 6, I think you've got a little bit longer to wait, but I do feel things are coming to an end, and they may have ended quite abruptly with the interference from Aries. Just going to pull you a card, and let's have a look and see what the card is. What is he thinking about you? Well, interestingly, he's keeping an eye on you. Yeah, there are some words here that are a bit harsh, so I don't want to say it because it sort of makes it sound really paranoid. But I feel as if he is keeping an eye on you, and he is aware of you being in his thoughts. So let's wait and see, shall we? Okay. Well, thanks for using the VIP service, Sloane's Lass. I hope that helped you with your question, and take good care. Right. Let's have a look and see. And just to let you know that if you are posing any questions on the YouTube channel, unfortunately, the questions aren't coming from there. You have to go to our members' website and pose your question there. And that is www, it's below, that's here, asktheanswer.com. So go to there and you'll be able to put your question in there, and then I will get your question on here. Right, okay, so let's move quickly on, because this hour goes really fast. And the next one is Lisa. Lisa says, I'm looking to replace a senior member of staff position in my company and would like to know if I've made the right choice. Lisa, good question. Let's have a look and see. I could have done a bit more if I'd have a star sign, gone into their personality a bit more. But let's focus in on the senior staff member. And have you made the right choice? Is this person going to be right for you in the business? Let's have a look and see. Show me the qualities. Right, interesting. The feeling I get with this question is that I don't feel they're going to be with you long, because this is the Seven of Swords, and this is a sense of loss. I mean, I'll give you what I've got here, unless you know this applies to that person, but there's a sense of loss here, as if we wasted our time. So unless they've been to a prior company and felt for a very short period of time and felt that they just wasted the time there, you may have known that while you've been conducting the interview. That's what I pick up here. But if that is the case and it's a previous position, then they should be staying with you for a very long time. They give you the chance to renew the whole thing, renew the position. It says rebirth, renewal here, and have a nice friend as well. But I would just question the length of time they were at the last employment. It doesn't feel like a long time. 5 months maybe. If not, just be a little bit wary. They may not stay with you for very long. It could only just be 5 months, because the number 5 is significant here with this. But you will understand that you know more in that situation. So I hope that makes sense to you. Thank you for sending in the question. Right, okay, let me just come to another question because we've got Tanya, and Tanya's up next. Hello, good evening, Tanya. Right. Tanya says, my teen daughter has been unbearable some days. I can't even deal with her attitude. It's affecting our relationship. Will things improve? Oh, do you know, I do get a lot of questions around teenagers. I don't have a star sign. If you are sending in about somebody, then by all means put the star sign in. It gives me a deeper dive into it. So let's have a look and see. And we all know how difficult teenagers can be. So, and also remember, I can't diagnose anything on a health issue. So let's have a look and see what your teenager is about. What's going on? Why is she being so disruptive? Very disruptive. Look at that, the tower. So this is saying now things need to change. You've reached the point where things do need to change. And she's disrupting, there you go, the harmony of and the security of the home. Okay, so that is the harmony in the home. Right, okay. She doesn't know where she's going, right? See the lady there with the gold band across her eyes? This is the Two of Swords. This is her thinking, doesn't know where she doesn't know where she's placed or where she's going within the family for some reason. Now, it does show sailing away from difficulties within 6 weeks, but I do find this interesting because the devil around her here is for sheer devilment, that she wants to cause some kind of eruption. But she feels, as older teenagers do, she feels as if her wings are clipped. So I don't know whether you've tried to be strong and say, you know, I don't think you put an age on here. She has to be in by a certain time. She can only have something for so many hours. She you know, discipline. But here, this would suggest that she does feel as if she's not getting to do anything she wants to do, which in a lot of ways is, they can always argue at that age. She feels a back against the wall. It's going to take about 3 months till we start to move this situation in totally forward. There will be a light at the end of the tunnel after 6 weeks. It does feel to me that I need to go into a peer group pressure and who she is hanging out with, because I think there's a lot of work can be done about showing them who they should, what they can, should and shouldn't be doing around the peer group pressures. So a lot more there, but I've only got a minute here, so I hope that helps. You will get there, but there's a lot going on. Okay, thank you for sending in your question. Right, okay, so let's put that to one side and have a look at the next one. But I will say, is anybody asking a question on the YouTube channel, please come on to www, it's at the bottom here, asktheanswer.com, and just make yourself a member. Then you can ask your question to me. You can pause it. We're not doing them here off the YouTube, all right? Just so you know. Right, okay, so we've got, this is Kawinda. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. My ex-partner has left me because of a silly argument. All I wanted to know is, will he return? He is my soulmate, or will I find somebody else? Right, okay, let's have a look and see. I'm just going to, is there anybody to return around you? Whoops, cards are jumping, or is there someone else? Soulmates teach us so much about ourselves. Right, a wish is being granted. There is success around you in 6 weeks. Let's have a look. I don't have a star sign, so in order to give you I've got here Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So if he was an Aries, Leo, Sagittarian, that's fine, yeah? It has been a difficult pathway, but he will be the one that steps forward. If he isn't an Aries, Leo, Sagittarian, then all I have to say is that there will be somebody new. Okay, thanks for your question. Right, okay, so let's get on to the next tips. So let's have a look and see who else have we got here. And we've got Claire. Yes, hello, good evening, Claire. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sending the question in. And she says, please will you do a general question for me? A general reading. So, a general reading. Well, I can only just skim the surface, Claire, with this, because the real work, as you know, I've done a reading. So don't forget, there's always lots of psychics on this, on our website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My times will be up on the schedule as well. So you can always track your favourite psychic, see when they're going to be on, see if it corresponds with you being in. So just make sure that you read the schedules as well. That's a big question. So let's have a look, just briefly, a general reading for Claire. Things have been tough, things have been hard, and it's about determination, okay? Pure determination. You've been through the worst, I'm glad to say. You've been through the worst, but you seem to be juggling things around. There is a lot of healing around you. I don't know if you do healing or are a healer, or being healed yourself, but the worst of situations is behind you, and you've had to be strong and tough to move forward. You do have your strength card here. There it is. And this is strength, success through strength. I feel from May to August time, things will be better for you. But I feel here as if we have just been juggling things around to make things balance. So just a general reading. Your loyalty and your faith in yourself is what will get you through, okay? So stick to what you believe in to get you through, darling, okay? Right, okay, so let's have a look and see who the next question is. If you're watching on YouTube, I can't answer the questions there. So if you go to asktheanswer.com underneath and register, you'll be able to pose your question. So thank you for asking on here. I'm very honoured, but I can't do it from there. I've got to do it from here because all these questions are already in. Right, okay, so this is from Anne, and that's Anne without an E. And she says, can you tell me if anyone is around me, present, or trying to connect with me? Do they see my tears? And can you tell me who? Right, all in a minute, that's a lot. Right, what I do feel, Anne, is that there is someone around you, and I have got two people. I do feel the presence of a woman first, very strongly, but then followed by a male here. But what I have to say is that I am convinced that you have felt this cold air around you, which is what they are, how they're making themselves known to you. I also want to say they are around you, especially because of the tears. When you are very stressed, they come in. Now, I don't know if this feels like a mother figure, very warm lady. I know your name is Anne, but they're telling me there's another name beginning with A around, okay, in the family. Now, that might be living, that might be in spirit, but there's another initial A, unless you are named after this person, okay? And I do feel that this person would have passed with, and I've got the same complications to do around the stomach area, because as I'm talking to you, I want to put my hand on the stomach, and I feel quite okay. So I feel as if there was issues. I don't know if that's what took them, but I feel as if there was issues around the stomach area with this lady. If I had longer, I would give you a lot more. So I will give you their love, and they do see your sadness, all right? And they send their love too, okay? What I will say is that I am logged on after 8 o'clock, after I've done this live hour. And if you wanted more information, then by all means come through, okay? So thanks for sending your question in. I actually started out as a medium, and then I started looking at the tarot, and then I started looking at auras, and then I started looking at angels. So I actually did do platform work or spiritual work around the country, demonstrations, and still do demonstrations and things like that. So let's have a look and see who the next one is. And we have Olga. And Olga is saying, just move that a bit. Olga, so I am in a situation where I fell in love with my female friend. Can't stop thinking of her every second. We are both married and have husbands. Are we going to be, let me just scroll down. Are we going to be together? So let's have a look and see what's going on. I'm going to use my Sarah Marchetti cards. Yeah? Here. These are nice big cards. Ooh. Lovely. So are you going to be together with this lady? Right, well, there's certainly a lot of romance around you, and certainly taking, look at that, we've got the romance. There we go. And we have taking a closer look at the situation. Yeah. So, ooh, look at that power and strength. There it is. I call him the man with the golden balls. Power, strength, okay. Duvet dancing. Right, okay, has one got overseas connections? It's going to provide, there could be a lot of fun here. Is it saying it's on a deeper length and things starting to break down in your relationships? Not at the moment. So it feels as if there may be an opportunity to have a little bit of fun. But longer term aspects, I'm not seeing just at the moment. You maybe need to come through for a reading on that if you wanted to know. But in the meantime, there seems to be a lot of fun. Okay. Right. Thanks for sending in your text. Where are we? So we've got half an hour left. So I'm going to crack on with more questions. Don't forget, if you don't want to wait till next week, if you sent your question in and don't get it answered, then you can go via the premium questions, sending your question via premium, and you pay a small fee, and it will come to the top of the pile. So beat the crowd, beat the queue. So next up is Carla. So sorry, I have to bend down here. It's on my little laptop, and if it's a little bit too far away, I can't see it. So Cara says, do you see anything happening in my career, Carla? Apologies. Carla, hello. Do I see anything happening in your career? Just picking out. Let's see. Oops. Let's have a look and see. Is there anything happening in Carla's career? Feels a bit stagnant at the moment, doesn't it? As if you're waiting around. Not just yet, however. Has somebody upset you? I do have upset, and I do have you being outspoken as if I'm having to tell somebody how it is. You are a good worker. You are loyal. You do things by the book. You are trusted. You're honest. You have this really good... Do you work in training or learning or something like that? Because that's around you as well. But you do have giving yourself pats on the back. So this would suggest that there's something good coming in. And I've got 7 weeks to July. And this is focusing on your work and moving forward. There could be movement around your career as I get past 7 weeks. 7 weeks, because I want to go to the month of May as well. 7 weeks, where are we now? March, 2, April, May time. Watch for May time, just as I'm pinning it down a little bit more as I'm going more into it, for movement around your career. Okay, thank you very much for sending in your question. Right, let's have a look and see who's next. And we have, we've got Bettina next, and Phil, you're after that, so hang on. We've got Bettina. Hello, I want to know several things, but mostly I want to know if things will ever get better. Right, Bettina, that basically is a reading, yeah? So let's have a look and see, when are things going to improve for you, Bettina? Let's have a look. When will things improve for Bettina? Now look at that. That is the soldier. His hands are up in the air. He's saying, yes, there's a victory. Okay, so we want the timing here. It's showing different opportunities here. Ah, nice. And this, my darling, is the Sun card. And it is saying, look at your opportunities. Don't take the first thing that comes. Maybe you've been sort of thinking it's the only, you've got to take this first option because it's the only thing there. This is saying choosing in which direction you go, okay? But the summertime is when things are really happening for you. There will be a success in 6 weeks, okay? So you will overcome a victory in 6 weeks, but the other things are coming in June, July, August, okay? So you should have a much better summer, a much lighter summer from all the heavy burdens that have been around you, all right? Thank you, Bettina, for sending your message in. Right, okay, there we go. Let's just move on to the next. So now it's Phil, as promised. Phil, we've got your question. Please remember, if you're watching on YouTube, you need to go to the website below, www.asktheanswer.com, and make yourself a member. It's free. It's free. And then you can post your question there. All right. If you want to answer in quickly, you need to go by the VIP route. All right. So don't think I'm ignoring you. All right. That's why I need to tell you. So we've got Phil. I am in a relationship with Rosin. Date of birth 15th of May 1872. 1872. That's not right, is it? 1972. It's the glasses. So she's a Taurian, okay? Our relationship is very up and down. Do you see our relationship improving and possible marriage, or do you think we need to end it? Right, okay, Phil. Let's have a look at your relationship. Is it going to get over these issues? Let's have a look. Right. Mediation and discussion. We're not dealing with the actual root of the question that are the issues in the relationship. This is saying things are delayed, put back, around any sort of communication, okay? And you seem to be a little detached, unless it could be through the circumstances, a little bit detached here. Right, 6 weeks sees sailing forward. There she is, the Taurus, new beginnings, July. I want to go to July here for new beginnings with her. It is Taurus, okay? There's something to do with talking to a professional, whether you've talked about couples counselling, that kind of thing. But what I do feel, Phil, is if this hasn't righted itself by July, then that is your cue to exit, yeah? Because this is saying, although there's new beginnings and the possibilities there is some kind of mediation or coupling therapy going on here. So maybe it's worth a look at that if you think it's something you would benefit from. Okay, Thank you very much, Phil, for sending in your question. Right, okay, let's see if we can read the next text a little better. This is Masume. Says, hi, just want a general tarot reading for myself, please. Okay, if you can either put your date of birth or star sign in, it helps a lot more. It gives me a bit more energy. So let's have a look. You want a general reading. So generally what's going on around you. Okay. See, the real work is done on a reading. So when you get a reading, we're able to really dive deep into things behind the scenes, what's going on, how this is affecting you. You're very psychic yourself, very intuitive. Let's have a look and see. Ooh. I'm seeing, you've got four major arcana cards. Let me just pull them up because these are significant cards. There they go. So you've got the Moon, you've got the High Priestess, you've got the Death card, and you've got the Emperor. Right, so trying to explain all this generally. Right, okay. There's some kind of confusion or illusion around a situation with you. All is not as it seems. It may be to do with a female here that could be causing this or misleading you. However, there is transformation for you. So this is about you making changes for the better within your life. You're only in charge of your own life and nobody else's. And this is saying, although there's chemistry here, attraction, and something very mysterious with a person around you, there is this transformation. But I give 4 weeks and you will be back in control of your life, okay? Because it feels as if you haven't been in control and it hasn't been going the way you want it to. And I do feel you've been very frustrated with things. So what I would say here is 4 weeks sees you order being restored to in situations around you that have not been easy. That's the best way I can put that, but that's major change around you. Okay, thank you for sending in your question. Right, okay, let's have a look and see who's next. And we've got Trevor. And so, good evening, Trevor. So Trevor is asking, hi, I have received confusing and mixed messages regarding home life. Basically, if and when we can move to a new home. Please, mixed messages regarding a new home, please. Right, okay. Question, isn't it? Am I going to move? That's what you specifically want to know. So let's have a look and see. Are you going to move? Right, okay. Oh, now that flew. Did you see that? I need to take note of that, but it's on the floor, so let's hope it's falling the right way up. 1 minute. Where did it go? In fact, it's gone. Oh, it's there. Right, okay. 10 of Cups. Happiness and home. Right, so we have the 10 of Cups, so we have got a happy homecoming family around you. Let's have a look and see. There's the confusion. The moon is all about confusion, yeah? So stick with it. There's the house move, okay? But I'm looking at when. Right, so June. There may be 2 places, 2 houses to choose from, okay? You look like you may be going back to somewhere or an area you've lived before, okay? There could be 2 moves, so sort of like moving out of one property into maybe a rented and then moving into buying. So there's two moves here as well. There's a lot going on. And there's the move within the year. So I feel June time is key around this with the move, but maybe because you're confused, are the 2 properties there? if you say no, have a look again, because you could be looking at two different properties that are being offered to you or you're going for. All right. So thanks very much for your question. Good luck with the move. Right, let's have a look and see who else. So we have Michelle, and she says, "Hi, I am single, fresh off a breakup from a toxic relationship. My mortgage is coming up for renewal this August. Should I renew it or sell it and rent somewhere? I am not sure what the next best move is." Right, okay, so now I have to be really careful because I am not a financial advisor, so I'm not allowed to give. Now, I'll tell you, why don't you watch the Martin Lewis show on ITV? I'm also channel ITVX, is it? Excellent. Go on his website and look at his advice about mortgages and stuff like that. The only thing I can look at here is to look to see if there is a move of house for you, okay? You know, there are reasons why people are experts in fields. You can get good advice from the people who in the know. Yeah, psychically, energetically, I can look to see if there is a move. You do seem to be coming to the end of a chapter here. It would appear that there are some difficulties around the property, and you're taking a closer look at things. Let's have a look and see. All I can say to you is that you will know what to do within the next 6 weeks, right? And I feel in the summertime I have more contracts around you, which would suggest to me that could be renting. But what I would say to you is that go for some professional advice. And like I say, watch Martin Lewis. He's a whiz and all. Some things, psychic, financial advice is something I'm not qualified to give. All right? Lots of love and thanks for your question. Right, okay, let's see who's next. Right, we've got Angela. Hello, good evening, Angela. Thank you for sending your question in to ask Anne. It says, "I've been really down about me and Chris, and I'm at the point where I'm very close to ending it between us. In my heart, I know he has changed since August 2022. We don't have a friendship anymore. Is it over?" Oh, bless you. Right, okay. So the friendship has gone. Let's have a look and see. Is it over? Let's see. Oh, there is love there. Look at that. The Ace of Cups, a new emotion. Let's see what's blocking it. Moving forward. Right. I feel you're trapped, my darling, in this situation. And it has been going on too long. There are other factors here. I would say, looking at this, the likelihood of you moving on is I always say, if I'm not a betting man, but 80-20, I would say you're going to move on. Looking at this, there are new beginnings around you, and there's an energy of self-care, looking after yourself, and realizing actually there are things that I put up with that I wouldn't normally put up with. And what I feel here is that stop doing things to please someone else. Do things to please yourself. And when you do that, then people come in that will please you and do things to please you. So there's a little bit of flip of energy with this. So if you need to speak to me afterwards, I will be logged on after 8 o'clock. All right. There's a lot of questions tonight that need a lot more digging into to give you a bigger picture. But this is only, when you go to paint a room, you tend to buy the little paint pots, don't you? Before you buy the big pot of paint. Well, this is exactly the same. This is just a snippet, a little bird's eye view into what's going on. If that resonates with you, then come through for a reading, because you'll get the bigger picture then, yeah? And we'll paint the whole room that way. So let's have a look and see. Let's just see who's next. So Jessica, good evening, Jessica. How are you? I would like to say I hope all of those of you had lovely Mother's Days yesterday, because it was a lovely Mothering Sunday. So I hope you all had, those whose mothers, here or in spirit, whether you're a stepmother, you all had a lovely, lovely time. Right. This is from Jessica. I'm wondering if you can see my connection between a former co-worker and myself. His name is Tony, the 12th, 15th of December, 89, 15th of December makes him Sagittarius, isn't it? Is there a connection? Let's get my love cards. Is there a connection between you and Mr. Sagittarius? Just going to go to those in a minute when I work out what's going on here. Right, okay. Have you been upset with this? Have you been overthinking this or putting a lot of thought into it? Right, okay. There's stuff going on his side and your side. And I know you're asking me, is there a connection? But I want to say no. It's very restrictive. He isn't going to put the energy into it because that's rest and recuperation. So I feel that now is not the right time. Let's just say now is not the right time. I'm not seeing a connection there between the two of you. The love cards aren't really throwing up anything positive around it, let's put it that way. So I would say just don't put all your emotions into something that may not manifest for you, okay? Right, okay, so let's have a look and see who's next. We have Alice. Alice says, would there be any new work opportunities for me this year? Great question, Alice. Are there going to be any work opportunities for you this year? Let's have a look and see. Any work opportunities for you? Oh, there's a lot of talking, and there's a little bit of magic. Now, this is working with people. You have all the skills, right? In order to move forward. There's a big opportunity. And you couldn't get too nice cards. Let's see what's next. Yeah. Right, so this is a big opportunity. Now, this could be something like taking on a business, taking on a new opportunity. There's a lot of talking, but you're one step ahead of the people you're talking to. So you don't need to worry about being caught out. This is your inner wisdom guiding you. And this Ace of Pentacles brings the opportunity. The Ten of Cups, it brings you contentment and happiness. I want to say, do you work in connection with families? Anything to do with families? That's what I have in the cards here, okay? That's love, and thanks for sending in your question. Right, where are we now? We've got 10 more minutes left. Now, just to remind you all, my name's Anne Scholes. This is the Ask the Anne show on a Monday night for 1 hour live. You can pose your questions to me. You can go through to asktheanswer.com, make yourself a member. It's free. Yes, it's free. And then you can pose your question. If you want to get your question answered a little quicker, then choose the VIP route, and that then will go to the front of the queue. and you'll get your question answered a lot quicker. If you are watching on YouTube, I can't answer, I apologise, but I can't answer any of your questions on there. I hope you're listening. Just go to the website below me, it's underneath my name, and pose your question in there, okay? Make yourself a member, it's free. Right, okay, so let's have a look at Alice. Alice says, would there be any New York opportunities for me this year? Right, Alice, are you crossing over the big pond? New York opportunities. Mind you, you've already been in America. Let's have a look and see. New York opportunities. I have to have a feel for this question because I don't know if you're in the UK or you're already in America, right? So it's a different answer in the cards. So let me have a look and see if there are opportunities. Right, this is about taking a step back and thinking things through, okay? If it would mean cutting ties and letting go of current situations and memories, I would say yes. But you are doing a lot of worrying. There's a lot of worrying going on in that head, which saying stop worrying because you've got the Fool here. Would it be something you would be able to cope with? Now, I'm asking that question because of the swords either side of it. And would the wrench from family and friends be too much? That's the question I have to give back to you. I'll leave it with you. If not, fine. But that seems to be coming in around you pretty strongly. Okay? Thank you for your question. Right, okay, so that was Alice. So we've got Lily next, and then we have Tanya after that. So Lily says, I'm still unemployed and have an interview on Wednesday, which is my heart. Which my heart isn't in it. Oh, I see. Sorry. Which my heart isn't in it as it is full time. Can you see what will happen? Right, Wednesday. We are Monday. Let me look. Is it worth hanging on to find the right opportunity for you? That's another question. So let's have a look and see. Interview on Wednesday. How's Wednesday going to go? Because I can do 7-day readings as well. I can do one card for each day and tell you what's going on each day. Right, so today's Tuesday. We start Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Although your heart isn't in it, I do feel you're the right candidate for the vacancy. Look at this. They feel you are experienced. You have got a lot of common sense. You are someone who's quite grounded. And on Friday, I've got the offer. And then becomes more drama. So do you decide? Hermit again, take it some time to think about it. Give yourself. Right, okay. So Spirit is saying to me, this could be the step in the door that you're looking for. It may be not the position you want, or your heart might not be in it right away. However, once you're in, there are opportunities as you go into that company. And by July, there could be a move on the cards for you within that company. So, but you have to do what your heart says, yeah? But I do feel that you'll get the job. Oh, what do I do now? What do I do? Okay, so we've got Tanya next, and Tanya says, hi, I've been dating my boyfriend John, 7th of May. Started our 4th year together in February 2023. He does not then verbalize emotions often. I'm just checking on where he is right now with us. Okay, so where is John? 7th of May. Or is it the 5th of July? 7th of May? I'll take it as the 7th of May. Right, okay, so let's have a look and see. Where is John in his feelings in regards to you right now? Where is John? What is he feeling? Where is he at? There's absolutely nothing for you to worry about where John is concerned. This is a man who wants to be with you, okay? He can get a little exasperated with things at times, okay? But that's just top surface frustration. There you are. He considers you a soulmate. You have the lovers, and you're his wish. So I don't feel he wants to be with anyone else, right? So maybe we could coax him or talk to him about being a little bit more open with his feelings. I know you said it's hard. It's hard when they don't, but he's just a little insecure, okay? He's actually quite frightened of saying anything, either one, to scare you away, or two, in case he gets let down. So he's got both angles covered by the looks of it here. All right. Thanks for your question. Right, we've got time for one more, and that's Francesca. Let me just move this on. Right. So Francesca is asking, hi, I am studying at university for MA TV fiction writing. Will I get work in the television industry this year, during or after studying the course this year? Ooh, exciting, Francesca. Let's have a look and see. I'll change my cards. Is there going to be any television work for Francesca this year? Let's have a look and see. Any television work? You got a big year in front of you. This would suggest you've asked after studying. Yes, after studying. When that's complete, there is transformation, renewal. There'll be two things. You seem to be jumping around from one to another. There's a celebration here where you're actually giving yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, and there'll be two things that you can't decide between. They're not right or wrong, just two different pathways. And there's the legal papers and contracts coming in after it. So there will be work, my darling. There may be two ways to go here, and you will be very, very happy with it. So good luck with everything. Right, okay, and we'll do the last one because we're coming up to 8 o'clock. And I will be logging on about 8:05. So if you want to have a chat with me about any of the questions you've raised, or you just want to have a dive a bit deeper into anything that's going on around you, then I will be logged in. All right. So we have Glenn. And Glenn says, with all these celestial happenings, is there going to be a change in finances for me? Right, okay, so I'm not quite sure if I understand the question, but I'm just going to ask, is there going to be a change in finances for me? Now, again, I have to be careful with finances. I'm not financial, can't give advice. I can look at the energy. Let's have a look. We have stability and security here, and good news coming in around you, success. Okay, we've got the 10 of Pentacles here. That is the treasure chest. So that says there is good news around finances and more to come, okay? So that's a really positive spirit. Look at this, you've got good news coming in around it. You have got success and a victory, and then you have the treasure chest. So I would say there's good things happening there. So keep your eye on the ball, okay? Right, okay. I think that's all we've got time for tonight because it's now 8 o'clock and I need to log in. Firstly, I would like to apologise to anybody who didn't get their the text message read out. But we do have the premium service if you wanted to jump the queue. Apologies to people who are watching on YouTube. Please, I hope you're listening. I wasn't ignoring you. You have to come through the website, which is at the bottom of your screen there, asktheanswer.com, and register. It's for free. But you can do that and get your questions answered next week. Glenn's just put, thank you for answering my questions. You're welcome, Glenn. You're very welcome. Monday night is the date. It's date night with Ask Anne. So I'm going to log on now. So have a lovely week. Please remember there is a new moon tomorrow. In the astrology that it affects is Aries, Cancer, Libra and Capricorn. You'll feel it strongest. So if you've got an array of crystals and that, get your crystals out for charging them in the new moon energy. All right. With that, I'll leave you with a lot of love from me to you and see you next week. Bye for now. Mwah.